All righty, you heard it here first. That's our ranking and rating for Pretty Odd. Let's jump over to their 2011 album, Vices and Virtues. It's not Virtues. Is it Virtues? I'm sorry. It's Virtues, right? I'm not
Yeah.
misreading that. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Thank you. I'm not dyslexic. I promise. I just want to make sure we're good here. Man, you want to? I'm just keep the train going then. So listen. So you have a fever you can't sweat out. You have Pretty Odd, and then you kind of you don't necessarily go back to your emo punk roots, but you make an album that has kind of a little bit of both, like some orchestrations on some songs. You have some songs that have like a little bit harder guitar or an interesting or instrumentation on there too. Trying to say that 5 times fast. I will say there's I forgot I didn't realize that Butch Walker produced this. I was not. We have our own feelings about Butch Walker. We're not going to go into it now though. But yeah, he's not on our nice list. Let's put it that way. No, but this is it's a unique album to say the least, because it's kind of like, let's take the best of the best from Pretty Odd, like some strings and some other instrumentation, and let's incorporate some more rock elements into it, like such like the Ballad of Mona Lisa or Ready to Go, Get Me Out of My Mind, or even Let's Kill Tonight. And Let's Kill Tonight, I will say, is very underappreciated by most standards, I would say. I just want to say that, find the track listing here for a second. There we go. Yeah, this is, and it's actually a shorter album too, because the last two are like 35, 40 minutes. Then Pretty Odd was like 48 minutes or whatever. So this is a shorter album, needless to say. But no, this is a really, it's a unique album to say the least. And I'll get to the calendar in a second. But just some of this, the main three that really stand out to me personally are the opener, The Ballad of Mona Lisa, just a really solid rock song from like 2011. Really great track overall, needless to say. Let's Kill Tonight. I love how it ends. It's just him going, oh, at the very end, like with the O's in music. But then like there's some strings at the very end that are just so good. Like really just strong string section. Not section, but just strong string elements in the back there. Really solid overall. And Ready to Go. It killed live. It's funny. I was listening to it on Spotify, and I could still see him performing it live when I saw them back in 2018. It's like I was taken back to that day in July of 2018. I was like, oh yeah, I'm seeing Panic at the Disco. No way. So cool. But outside of that, like I just want to bring this up for a second. There was talk at one point that the song, The Calendar, he re-recorded it as a metal song, like actually like a deathcore metal song with him singing it too. If you could find that video on YouTube out there, it is something. I don't know if you ever heard of that version of The Calendar, but
Oh yeah, I was gonna discuss it here. Don't you worry.
Oh, good. Because I mean, that was that when I first heard that, I was like, oh my god, there's gonna be a charting metal song on the Hot 100 now because of Panic at the Disco. Let's be real. No, that didn't happen, of course. Well, it may you never know one day, but still, a solid record overall. It's a good record. It has a lot of good, some filler in there, but let's jump over to Kyle for a second. I've gone off on this too long. Kyle, Vices and Virtues, buddy. What do you got for this record here?
Yeah, I mean, this is a welcome return to form in quite a few ways, without going back to some of the aspects that I don't think aged necessarily that well in their first record. Very much early 2010s pop punk pop on this one for sure. It's an interesting album though, in that this is a very rare album that I feel is incredibly backloaded. It starts off great with The Ballad of Mona Lisa, awesome song. I don't like Let's Kill Tonight. I don't like Hurricane. And I think Trade Mistakes is not one of their best songs either. They're not three of their worst, but they're an interesting group of songs. Now, the one that you might notice I left off of that was Memories, which is an incredible track. I love this. I think this album is where I really think that they came into their own, specifically Brendan, as a lyric writer. I think the lyrics on this album are leaps and bounds on some of the tracks here, not all of them, but leaps and bounds better than previous records, for sure, without a doubt. Memories being one of them. But once you get past Trade Mistakes, that whole second half, starting with Ready to Go, incredible. Great songs. The entire second half. I would have reordered this track list if I was them, because at first, when this album first came out back in the day, I didn't give it too much listens. I'm going to be honest. It's that effect. You start listening to an album, you get like 5 songs in, you're like, I'm bummed out. Like, this isn't what I wanted. And but over the years, it's just grown on me. Always is such a nice little song. The Calendar is insane. It's so good that I still want him to put out a good quality version of that metalcore version he had, because it sounded really good. I think he did on like a Twitch stream once. He played it in the background while talking. So I mean, you know what? If you're not going to tour or be a writing music anymore, just throw it out there. You have it recorded, throw it out there, Brendan. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, interesting album. Interesting. It's very backloaded, but the songs that are good on here are really, really good.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. But let's see what Mike has to say. Mike, what do you think about this 2011 Vices and Virtues, buddy?
As always, Kyle, we're opposite. I think the front of the album is the best, and the last songs are the ones I don't like. I mean, if it couldn't be that way, then I would be worried. I actually thoroughly enjoyed this album, and I was actually kind of shocked that I enjoyed this album. It gave me Silverchair, like diorama album vibes. Excuse me. Silverchair diorama vibes. It gave me Killer vibes. It had that kind of feel to it, almost alternative rock-esque type of vibes, which is right up my alley. Brandon Urie is behaving with being Brandon Urie. Try not to be like he's going for world's like longest high pitched note he can rattle off at a time, and he stays within an acceptable range. And I mean, that's, in my eyes, that's the best Panic at the Disco album you can have, is Brandon Urie like not going overload. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed the first couple like 3-4 songs. After that, it kind of lost me a little bit. There's a couple sprinklings in between that, but yeah, it's actually one of the better albums I think of the entire discography. So yeah,